CBS News released a statement conceding that President Trump was accurate in his assertion that the interview with Kamala was doctored to confuse, deceive, and mislead the American people in order to try and interfere in the election on behalf of Kamala. As President Trump stated, and as made crystal clear in the video he referenced and attached, a giant fake news scam by CBS and 60 Minutes. Her real answer was crazy or dumb, so they actually replaced it with another answer in order to save her or at least make her look better. A fake news scam, which is totally illegal. Take away the CBS license. Now I have to wonder, maybe CBS did this not because of what Kamala said, but because of how it made them look as a news organization.
What do you mean?
They had a bomb of an interview. I mean, imagine you're like, we're going to sit down with the sitting vice president. And she just goes, people are going to be like, this is the worst garbage I've ever seen. How could you produce this?
Yeah.
So what if CBS was like, we need to make this more appealing?
Well, and especially if you don't push back sufficiently. So if this person is giving ridiculous non-answers and babbling on and they refuse to say anything about their actual policy positions and they generally sound moronic, and then you just sit there and don't push back against anything they're saying, it does look pretty bad for you. Or even worse, you pretend that what they're saying is compelling. I mean, Kamala Harris is very used to having her handheld by corporate media and being spoken to in the most gentle possible terms. This is why she considered it such an insult and why her fans considered it such an insult for Joe Rogan to not give her special treatment relative to Trump. To them, if they're not getting special treatment, they're being persecuted. So look, everyone knew that if anyone in the corporate press talked to her, they were going to baby her. And that's clearly what happened here. Though, to your point, Tim, if it was because they were embarrassed by their own performance, that wouldn't entirely shock me either.
To your point about about having her handheld and stuff, you saw that pretty clearly on display when she did the Brett Baer interview, and she was like essentially asking him to throw her lifeline when she was like, you know what I mean, and he was just like,
Yeah.
no,
Did you hear
I don't know what you mean.
Did you hear what Rogan said? That, and I'm trying to paraphrase it because I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I'm pretty sure what he was saying was that he knew if he traveled to her for the interview, her handlers would be in the room controlling how the show went. And I'll add to that, he wouldn't be able to pull up or fact check anything she says. So they knew they couldn't come in and sit down. See, here's the thing. Why does Kamala Harris go to call her daddy and Shannon Sharp at Breakfast Club? They don't fact check anything.
Exactly.
Rogan in real time says, Jamie, pull that up.
Well, and
It would be interesting to see if CBS says that they interview other people's interviews as well. I'm sorry, if they edit other people's interviews as well. Well, what would be the precedent for them to be doing this? Say, was it only Kamala or was it other people as well? That's something else to consider.
That might have to be their only defense. No, we do this all the time for everybody.
Oh, we had everyone's interview.
Yeah, it's all fake news.
yeah. No, I mean, it's true. It's true. And to your point about her not wanting to be fact-checked, what her and other left-wing candidates do is they will just smugly state that something is misinformation or has been debunked, even when it hasn't, and oftentimes without ever providing a source for that claim.
Actually, Seamus, that claim has been debunked already.
All right, you got me. That makes it true.
I have no proof.
When
I just
you
said
call
it.
something debunked, that means it isn't true. That's all you have to say.
That's right.
Yep.
And so it would be very embarrassing for her to plainly and arrogantly state that something was debunked and then have Joe pull the information up in front of her. Kamala can't respond to basic questions such as, how many people do you think have entered the country? She would completely crumble if she was fact-checked on air and shown to be wrong.
That's why she won't answer.
Exactly. Exactly. But there's this other hilarious phenomenon we see with these left-wing pundits where they'll go, this is insane. J.D. Vance and Donald Trump said they didn't like the fact-checking at the debate. They speak about fact-checking as if there are these arbiters of truth who are totally non-biased and not bought into one side or the other when they clearly are all leftists who work for the corporate press or are adjacent to them. And then they act as if we have just found these oracles of pure truth who are going to fact-check everyone equally, and it's nonsense. People since the beginning of time have been claiming that their opponents said things that are factually incorrect.
Yep.
But for whatever reason, when you use this phrase, fact check, they fact checked him, it just shuts down all thinking. Oh, it was a fact checker? A fact checker said it? That's true. It must be true. How could it be? The guy, he's a fact checker. He says that he has the label. They gave him this label, fact checker. He checks the facts. He's right. Why disagree?
It's all fake, though, because people on the right have tried to create fact-checking organizations. It doesn't change anything. The left is a cult, and people on the right need to stop trying to suck up to these cult members.
That's right.
Like it's the same thing with the Ryan James Gurdusky thing. Dude, I could have predicted this when he got offered a gig at CNN. Like, we all know where this is going. The cult is going to start bucking like chickens hooting and screaming the moment you say anything out of line with their deranged worldview.
Yeah, being familiar with Ryan's content, I was surprised that he lasted that long. But it was good while it lasted. I mean, it was interesting I do actually like Abby Phillips' show on CNN, but
Why?
it was I just find it more interesting than some of the other left-wing slop that's on CNN.
So it's a low bar. But I hear
It is a low bar. It is a low bar.
The bar is very low, maybe underground.
Yeah, but I mean, it was the way that they kicked him off the show was just totally stupid.
But this is, I mean, this is the other thing too with the double standards we see in politics right now. Whenever legal action is taken against Trump, the fact that legal action was taken is proof that he's guilty of something. Whenever Trump or any Republican takes legal action against somebody else, that's lawfare and they're bullying.
Well, this is true for literally everything, though. I mean, for the longest time, anytime someone's accused of a crime, it's proof they did it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like people at J6, there are people who lost their jobs just for being indicted. There was nothing was proven. Doesn't matter anymore.
That's clearly a feature of the age of social media. Whereas if you hear something, that's enough for you to say, "Oh, I don't like that person," and so I'm sure they did it. And whether it be whichever side, it doesn't really matter.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.